All right, Springs BOE, we're live and recording.
Great, thank you very much. Good evening, everybody. We have a work session scheduled for this evening, but we're having a brief regular special meeting first. Prior to this, we were in executive session going over some hiring and contract negotiations. It's now 7:20 something. Julie, could you do roll call, please?
Sure. Barbara Dayton?
Here.
Pat Brabiant? Emma Fields?
Here.
Eric Frederickson?
Here.
And Tim Frazier is absent.
Thanks. And if we could rise to the Pledge of Allegiance, please. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. We have time for public commentary number one on our items of board business, which are finance and personnel. If there's any question at this time. We also have policy on there, excuse me. In that case, we will move ahead with the items on the agenda with finance. Robert.
Thank you. So we've had some developments with our playground. We've had a rescind of our bid from Louis Barbado. We are awarding part of it to Land Tech and then also part of it to American Recreation. I have John from VBS on here as well. I thought maybe he could just give a brief summary of what happened.
Great, thanks.
Good evening, everybody. Good to see you all again, as well as the new board faces. Welcome. So essentially, the ordering of the playground equipment for the playground was tied to the budget vote on May 17th. So a purchase order could not be issued for the equipment until after the 17th. And with the long lead times of equipment, by the time the purchase order was issued and the order placed, as we prepared the bid plans, the end date was anticipated to be a September 2nd completion date. However, because of the delay in the play equipment delivery, it wasn't coming until the first week of September with a couple of weeks install. So the low bidding contractor was not able to honor the bid because he had taken other work that he planned on doing in September, as he foresaw this as a summer construction project completion by the end of September. So he had requested, so we had written a letter of award to the board, and a purchase order was issued, and we prepared a contract for the contractor. However, during the initial construction meetings and the prove-out meetings, when it became clearer of the actual playground equipment delivery date, he got cold feet and started to indicate that he would not be able to perform the contract as he bid it because of the delay in the equipment. With that said, we immediately switched gears and looked for other avenues to ensure that the site work and the removal of the existing equipment could be completed in a timely fashion, so that the first week of September, when the play equipment arrived, that contractor who was on purchase order from the district could begin the installation of their equipment. The issue was that you cannot do the surfacing until the equipment's physically installed, and thus that created the delay. So what we have presented is that we would rescind and or cancel the Louis Barbado bid award, and we broke up his bid award into two purchase orders, which have I think are on for resolution this evening. One to Land Tech, whom did the site work for the phase 2 projects, as well as the front playground, for the removal of the existing equipment and preparation of the site for the new equipment, and then a second PO for the installation of the rubber surfacing to the same contractor who is going to be installing the physical playground equipment, which is American Recreational. I know it's a whole whirlwind of things, but at the end of the day, it actually saves the district like $400 something. I think $430 by doing that. Created a whole heck of a lot of work on our part, trying to scramble and figure out how we're going to get people out there to work when they've all committed to their summer construction. However, our relationship with certain contractors enabled us to ensure that we can get the kids back on the playground at the end of September.
So who's actually installing the playground equipment then?
American Recreational, they did the playground, the new playground as well.
Oh, okay. So could you just explain how this relates to the North Hempstead, how the bidding process works, Pat?
Yeah.
Right. So on municipal bid contracts, i.e. requirements contracting, they are publicly bid, no different than the way that we bid your playground project. The winning contractor has the ability to utilize that contract, as New York state law enables any publicly bid governmental public bid to be utilized by any other involved agency, whether it be a school district or a fire district or water district or any other municipality. So it's in the trade is kind of called piggybacking, where you're able to piggyback off of that contract with the understanding that the town of Hempstead did the proper vetting and due diligence on behalf of anybody else who was going to utilize that contract. So when we did the playground out front, for instance, the new front, that was off of the town of Islip contract, and that's the exact same contract that we're using to install the new playground equipment for the kindergarten / first grade area, as well as the rubber surfacing. So the North Hempstead contract is essentially for fencing and some drainage and for the concrete sidewalks.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Any other questions for John?
When are you looking to play, going to be delivered there? Did you say
Oh,
that?
yeah, when are we getting the equipment? When's the,
The equipment is for the first week of September, and I have ran out of favors, and I've got Land Tech coming the last week of August. So that's and I'll be out there to actually physically tomorrow to do some final checking and measuring to make sure everything is in order. And so physical demolition will not begin until the last week of August, with a 1-week construction window, and the equipment will begin the week thereafter. And then a week after that, the surfacing will start to be installed.
Okay.
Thank you, John, for all your efforts on this. I know you've been
No,
working
Deb,
around the
look,
clock.
we've been with you guys for a while now. It's my pleasure, and I just it's important to me to get those children on their playground. So whatever it takes.
When are you coming out, John?
I'll be out tomorrow. I got to probably mid-morning.
Let's maybe talk about septic.
Ah,
Okay.
All right.
I'll let the guys know when I'm out there, and if we can get in touch with one another.
I'll give you a holler.
Okay,
Hey, thanks a lot, John.
everybody, have a great night.
You too.
Take
You
care.
really worked hard.
Yeah.
So you have
So we have 3 motions. We have to do the motion A and B.
Right. Okay.
A is to rescind the bid.
So does anybody else have any questions at this point? Okay. Do I have a motion to move finance items A through C to consent agenda?
Motion?
Second? All in favor? Great, thank you. And moving on to personnel, Deb?
I'm very, very excited to introduce to the Springs community our brand new music teacher, Lauren Anetsky, who really shined throughout the interview process. She is brand new out of school, but has so much energy. She knows what the commitment would be to Springs School, and we're just thrilled to have her as our new music teacher. So I'd like to recommend her to the Board of Education.
Thank you very much. We enjoyed meeting her, and she looks like a wonderful candidate. Happy to have her.
Do you want to do that appointment separate, Barbara?
Yeah, we can appoint each of them as we go. Yeah, okay. So be it resolved, the Board of Education hereby appoints Lauren Anetsky to the probationary appointment of music teacher effective August 31st, 2022, with an anticipated tenure date of August 31st, 2026, at a salary of $51,586 plus benefits. Do I have a motion?
Motion.
Second?
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Great. Do we have a camera that's
No
pointing
camera,
over
no
that
picture.
way?
There is one.
Is it safe for us? Stand up, we'll take your picture. I should have gotten you on video yesterday when I called you.
Right, Denise.
Try that too.
Oh my goodness. I think this is the best part of my job, it really, it's the hardest part of my job, especially when you have really good candidates, but it's also, I guess, the best part of my job when I get to make that phone call and ask them if they want to join the Springs family. Our next candidate is Forrest Drain, and he comes to us from a charter school in New York City, and when Suzanne Janice asked him, do you know where Springs is and how long a ride, he said, better than the ride I have now. He really aspired to be a social studies teacher in the charter school. You don't have to be certified initially, so he taught for a few years and got his certification and just made social studies come alive for his students, most of them E&L students. So we're thrilled to have him here as well, so I highly recommend for our social studies position that was vacated by Mr. Biggs.
Thank you. And we enjoyed meeting him as well, and I've already learned something today from our new teacher regarding communication, so great. Be it resolved that the Board of Education hereby appoints Corey Strain to the probationary appointment of social studies teacher effective August 31st, 2022, with an anticipated tenure date of August 31st, 2026, at a salary of $59,321 plus benefits. Do I have a motion?
Motion.
Second?
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Great.
Yeah, I was gonna say one of
You got the two together.
And you're gonna get in here too, right?
And what about our principal? Get up there. You should
And the new president of the STA is standing right.
Hi, I'm Christine.
You know, they don't have to stay. Normally, we tell our teachers they can go home and do their homework.
But thank you so much for coming and being here this evening, letting us speak with you.
Yeah, very nice.
It was very nice to meet you, and we look forward to all the great work you're going to do for us. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
So excited. Bye, guys.
Okay.
So on the office assistant Spanish speaking, we do have another candidate at the registration desk. Working with civil service, we were allowed to appoint her under this current, I guess, list.
Her provisional appointment that we had open till the end of the expiration date on, yes, they only gave it to us for a certain amount of time, so we had an expiration date of July 22nd. So it was vacated prior to that, so we had to fill that position within a certain amount of time, because they gave it to you provisionally.
It's incredible. Actually
So I
start
worked
on
for civil
Monday.
service.
She'll be starting
Monday.
Okay, next Monday.
Next
Yeah.
Leave of absence, Megan Layden. The leave replacement is Sandra Vecchio for science. That'll be through December.
Okay.
Sandra with an O.
Appointment of the E&L Jumpstart program. Enrollment in that program area is
28 students,
students.
K through 7.
So we needed another teacher there. And that's the rest of personnel.
Okay, any questions at this time from the board? Okay, do I have a motion to move personnel items C through F to consent agenda?
Motion.
Second?
Second.
All in, aye. Thank you. We do have one policy item, which is the first read of our code of character, conduct and support. Everybody should really take a look at that. it's a long document. I think it was 51 pages.
Yes.
There's a lot to go over, but really a lot of very important information in there. So we will,
And this is the
you know,
official
please,
meeting
yeah.
to,
This is a-
post it for 30 days?
yeah, this is first read, yes.
So it's on under public, contents, the public can see it.
And yes, so this is not just for the board to comment
Right,
on,
so
but
if
it's
the public has
available
any
publicly.
comments or commentary or
Yes.
wants to make any, comments to the policy, they can send them to either Deb or myself, and we will forward them on to
Yep.
yourself or the board.
Okay,
There's nothing to act
nothing
on.
to
Right.
do with that. So do I have a motion to adjourn the special meeting and go into our work session?
Motion.
Second? All in favor? Aye.
Thank you for doing this tonight.
Yep.
Able to secure some really good teachers. Let's move our playground along.
Yep. Seems like it. So I think we're going to talk about committees. I was asking John about getting some information about websites also. Is that available? It can be available again?
Yes.
Okay, great. So,
Want to talk about Parent Square first?
well, neither of those topics is on the agenda. We have goals and vision, mission statement, and committees. So I don't know that Square is.
I thought that was on there, Julie. Your website is on file.
Oh, it's not
In the
on
B.
the printed out
Number
on here.
B.
Yep, okay.
It's under committees, so you want to talk about committees first?
Sure. We go to. And actually, so where's the list of the committees? Because I don't.
They were attached at the last
Last
meeting.
meeting. I can pull it
Yes.
up on the same
Where
map.
is?
Thank you. Julie.
Oh, on the previous agenda, right?
Yes, let's bring it up. These are the current committees.
Your committees first?
Right. So, so we dissolved the capital project committee. So there was some question about, items that we need to cover as topics, and do they currently fit under an existing committee, or if a new committee is needed? So, as we're looking at these items like the website and Square, I think Square is something that has to be we're deciding on quickly. That's not even going to a committee. The website definitely will take some development. So does that belong in something like the technology committee, or do we need like some sort of communications committee to go over things like that? And you had the idea that you had for a committee again, Eric, was regarding communications?
Yeah, it was, so, and we had talked too, so there's, in terms of the purview of committees, we have the shared decision-making committee that we have. And I was looking under that, there's, underneath the guise of the shared decision-making committee, there's something known as, you can do school improvement teams. This is actually in the note that Tim left us as well. So it kind of bundled that together. My initial idea, when we were talking about this communications committees, we had been talking about the website and communications both externally and internally. So there was this thought of a constructive communications committee that can be a committee that collects